Insider is now reporting his weight has shot up to the 330 range.
Well, Skip, his weight is absolutely a problem. And that was one of the reasons, Skip, I was like, they need to be careful with this kid.
Bad news is he still likes to eat whole pizzas washed down with high sugar soft drink.
I think I need to apologize. Over the past couple months, I've been someone who's been very big on Zion Williamson's weight. I've made several videos that have done very well, and so has every other YouTuber, because the NBA media pushed this narrative that Zion Williamson somehow went to 330 pounds, which it didn't even hit me how much 330 pounds was. I didn't even look into it. I just believed it because every source was saying that. So I ran the story that Zion Williamson basically got to around 330 pounds. And I started to do my research because I was like, wait, there's no way he actually hit that mark, until I saw this picture. On the screen right now is a YouTube thumbnail of a guy basically saying he's gonna start losing weight and he's 350 pounds, which is 20 pounds heavier than Zion Williamson's weight that's being rumored to be. Now take a look at this picture. Yeah, I don't think Zion Williamson actually was ever 330 pounds. Now of course there is such thing as, you know, heavy clothing and maybe angles and all the other stuff. So what if there was actually a picture of Zion Williamson standing next to a fan? Surely a picture's not just gonna appear on the screen slowly, right? Okay, but hold on guys, this just could be one picture. Maybe it was taken years ago. The guy could be lying. There's no way that there's another picture out there, right? Man, what the f. So, yeah, Zion Williamson is absolutely fine. We really thought this man was 300 pounds. The man is absolutely fine. He's not even overweight. I mean, yeah, he entered the league at 285 pounds, which if we're considering that overweight, I mean, you could, but I'm saying compared to his old weight, yeah, he did not gain that much. How did we let this story run for like 3 months? When I tell you several, and I mean several NBA YouTubers, including myself, several media outlets, several people said, oh, Zion Williamson is 300, Zion's 310, he's 330 pounds. There was nothing wrong with him. Like I said earlier in the video, I said I needed to apologize, and I stand by that. I apologize for making a video on this situation when I had no idea that this was a complete lie. As somebody who constantly rips the NBA media, I should have not listened to them and goddamn Twitter to get my stories. I promise that I will never let something like this happen ever again, and if I do, please hold me accountable. I am sorry, and I do plan on privating all the Zion videos because it's just complete clickbait. It's not even real. With that being said though, should we even be surprised that the NBA media in general has lied about certain things and just pretended like they didn't happen? Kind of like how the NBA media told us that Giannis could not do well in the playoffs and that he constantly choked, yet if you did your research you would see that he averaged 26, 11, and 5 in his playoff career. Also how he was the most overrated player in basketball apparently according to almost every NBA media outlet. I made a video about the NBA media. It was like a documentary type of video, and in the intro I showed examples of Giannis, and I'm gonna play the intro. If you want to see the full video, it will be in the end card at the end of the video, or I'll put it in the link in the description if I forget to.
How Giannis was gonna dunk his way through the playoffs and yada yada yada. Listen, this man is right now, he's the most overrated in basketball. Touch the ball! Antetokounmpo throws it down! Is he a good basketball player? It's over. The Bucks have done it. Isn't it overrated? He's absolutely overrated. Okay.
I even made a video a couple of days ago talking about when you're the best team in the NBA, no one cares, and I talked about Giannis and the Bucks in that video because the NBA media wouldn't. For years, we've been convinced that Giannis was a playoff choker that couldn't do anything and he couldn't lead his team and he was just not a good basketball player. There are several videos going into how NBA media tried to destroy Giannis. I'm gonna link one by Dylan Does Basketball. He's a really popping YouTuber right now. He went into the NBA media trying to destroy Giannis for like years, and I mean years, not just a season or two, even before he was even in his prime. If you guys like my content, I highly suggest you check out his video because you're gonna love his content just as much and maybe even more. And since we're on the topic of Dylan Does Basketball, he also made a video talking about another situation that no one likes to bring up. Remember when Jimmy Butler was told that he was a locker room cancer and we all believed that he was a terrible teammate, and there was that stretch where he played for like 3 different teams at one point? Well, the storyline that the NBA media ran was that Jimmy Butler was just a locker room cancer. He was not a good teammate. He was toxic. He said a lot of bad things on the Minnesota Timberwolves, saying things like, you can't effing win without me. But then they don't talk about that Jimmy Butler was never a locker room cancer. He was just a competitive player. And maybe that doesn't justify it, and maybe it sounds like I'm trying to, I guess, justify it for Jimmy Butler, but I do want to say that the things that Jimmy Butler did were something that you would see out of a guy like Michael Jordan, who wanted the best for not only him as a player, but for his teammates. teammates, and all Jimmy Butler has wanted to do was win, which I think we should have known for years, as Jimmy Butler has always been a competitive player. Again, I could list plenty of examples on why Jimmy Butler was not a locker room cancer whatsoever. Just like Giannis, Dylan Does Basketball made a very long video talking about Jimmy Butler, so I also suggest you check that out. And why not talk about the Los Angeles Lakers, who the NBA media has had a lot of fun with. Remember when we were all told that the Los Angeles Lakers were a super team and they were gonna win the title, and some people on Twitter even said that they were gonna go like 82-0, and that this team was so good and no one was gonna beat them. They were better than the Nets, Bucks, Suns, Warriors, any team that existed in the NBA. The Lakers were going to dominate again. The Showtime Lakers were back. But then quickly after the Lakers showed that they weren't all that, they turned their back so damn fast and acted like they didn't just say for a whole ass summer that the Lakers were back and they were better than every team. And as someone that said that the Lakers weren't a super team months back, and I'm talking months back right after they got Russell Westbrook, I'm gonna be honest, I saw this coming, because I don't think the NBA media realizes that we don't forget these types of things, and because of Twitter and Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, these moments are gonna get re-uploaded and you're gonna get caught in 4K. And then they ran the story that the Los Angeles Lakers were only good because of Anthony Davis, and LeBron James was good, he was a good counterpart, but Davis was the best player on the Lakers, and that Russell Westbrook was just pure terrible. What a lot of you guys may or may not know is that Russell Westbrook is averaging 28 and 7. Now yes, this is the lowest amount of points that he has averaged so far ever since the 2009-2010 season when he was young in OKC. However, we need to account that LeBron James is turning back into a damn 25-year-old, averaging 30 points in these last 8 games. I love how LeBron James did not that great for the first like 10 to 20 games, maybe according to LeBron standards, when I thought he was absolutely fine. And then all you hear is that King James is washed and this and that, when in reality LeBron is fine, Russell Westbrook is fine, but Anthony Davis is just going through injury problems. Now I'm not gonna lie, I've said in the past, and I've been a big person on this, that the Lakers are not a super team for one, but that Russell Westbrook and the Lakers just wouldn't mix. However, I did say there was a possibility they could make it work, and if they did, this team's gonna be unstoppable. And so far they're not unstoppable, but they're making some inches to possibly improve. It seems as every game goes on that the Lakers are starting to mix slowly, and they're finally starting to get a little bit of chemistry, which is good. We need that from NBA teams, especially if you're going to be dominant. But when the NBA media lies and then doesn't care and then pretends like we forgot about it, it's just funny to me. Whether it's about another man's way, or if a player is a locker room cancer, or if a player is overrated, or if a team is good or not, the NBA media will say something, and when it turns out that they're flat out dead wrong, they'll just move on like nothing happened. And before I end this video, I need to emphasize something, that when I mean NBA media, I don't just mean First Take or ESPN or all these other shows. I'm not singling just them out. I mean people all around the NBA world, like analysts, writers, and the list goes on. There's a quote by Winston Churchill that says, "A lie gets halfway around the world before the truth has a chance to get its pants on." I think this is something that the NBA media could read and really learn something from. I'll see y'all boys in the next one, and as always, have a great rest of your day.